keeps us warm.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to basically be decluttering my entire makeup collection. As it's coming up to Christmas, I like to do a little declutter every single year, and this year I feel like it's very much needed because a lot of the stuff that I have asked for this year is makeup, and I'm actually gonna have nowhere to store it if I don't do a declutter. Now I already know there is a lot of makeup that I'm gonna be getting rid of, so that's already a good start, but I haven't gone through my makeup obviously since last year, and since then I've accumulated a lot of stuff has probably gone out of date, so I need to get rid of a lot of this stuff. I also want to apologize for wearing no makeup on camera. Usually I will have a full face of makeup unless it's a vlog, but I really just did not want to put any makeup on today, so today's video you're gonna have to deal with me, well, only for the intro and the outro you're gonna have to deal with me wearing no makeup. But yeah, I have a lot of makeup to go through. Whoa. I store them all in these boxes, so there's 3 here, there's 3 here. We have all my palettes to go through as well, because I have far too many palettes that I never use, and I would rather them either go to a good home, or if they're expired, go in the bin. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let's get started. Okay, so I thought we could do this in front of the Christmas tree, make sure it's a really nice Christmassy declutter. We're gonna start off with all my lip products first. As you can see, there's quite a few lip products to go through. So first of all, I have this Refi lip gloss case. It's actually quite handy for travel. Inside you have the case, and then you also have a mirror, but I'm never going to use this. So this is the first thing we're going to declutter. So as you can see, I have quite a few lip pencils. There's some here that I just don't reach for, so I do want to declutter some of these today. First of all, we have my Refi lip sculpt in rosewood and taupe. I really like these, so these are gonna stay. Then next we have my Fenty lip gloss. If you have seen any of my videos, you will know that this is a fave, so this is staying. This is meant to be the clear one, but as you can see, I use it all the time. That's just gone manky, but it is staying. Then I have 2 of these P. Louise Holo Glosses. These are actually not one of my favorites. I don't like the formula. I think they're quite thin. I don't think that enough products picks up on the actual doe foot, so these are actually going to be going. Then we have all my MAC lip pencils, and my Morphe lip pencils will be kept just because I actually tend to reach for these all of the time. So we have got Strip Down, we've got Spiffy from Morphe, we've got Brick from MAC, we have Sweet Tea from Morphe, we have, what's this one, Oak, which is a new fave of mine from MAC, and then we also have, I think this is Subculture, yeah, Subculture from MAC. So they're all kind of the same ilk. As you can see, they are all very similar, but to me they're all different, so I'm gonna keep all of these. Then as you can see, I have this Cash Beauty one. This is in the shade True Nude. I actually don't reach for this, so this is going to be going into the bin. Then we have a Laura Mercier lipstick. This is just a really nice red color. I actually really like this, so I'm going to keep this because it'll be nice for the festive season. Guys, let me know if you want me to do a Christmas look with like red lipstick. I was planning on doing that. I was planning on doing one, but I don't know if that's just too boring, so let me know if you want to see that. But I'm keeping this. This is in the shade Rose Rouge, by the way. Then we've got my MAC lipstick in Honey Love. This is like an OG. I used to wear this all of the time. You probably have all seen it. It's kind of just like a pinky nude. I absolutely love her. She will be staying. Then I've got MAC Yash, which again is another more so brownie toned nude. I don't know how else to explain it. This will be kept. This is probably one of my most worn lipsticks. Then we have got 2 other MAC lipsticks. We've Russian Red, and then we also have Velvet Teddy. So one is, as you can probably tell, a red, and the other is kind of like, do you remember that nude that Kylie Jenner wore all the time? That is what that one is. So gonna keep the both of these because I love my MAC lipsticks. So then I have all of my P. Louise lip bases. I actually really like these. I have the shade Left on Red, which I use quite a bit. I have the shade Relentless Rouge, which again I also use. I have the shade Bad Intentions, which I haven't used in a while, but I do really like it. Then I also have the shade Solo Nude, which is probably my favorite. And then I also have the shade Semi Nude, which again is also a favorite, so I'm keeping all of those. Then I also have this bullet lipstick from Doll Beauty. It's in the shade FOMO. I feel like everyone's had this before. Why is mine gone like a weird color at the top? Do I use this? No. Will I probably use it again? No. But am I going to keep it? Yes, just in case. Then I also have this Cash Beauty lipstick. This is in the shade Veil. I actually think this is a gorgeous like nudie brown, so I will be keeping this. Then I have about 1,000,001 Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liners. I actually do use them quite a bit, so I will be keeping these. And then I also have the shade Iconic Nude, which is my favorite lip liner of all time, so I will also be keeping this. And then I just have 3 Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. So I have one in the shade Pillow Talk, which you all know the color of. Just is that kind of like pinky nude color. Personally for me it's very pink, but I don't mind too much. Then I have the shade Yes Honey, which I haven't gotten to worn as much, just because kind of more of like a yellowy mustardy brown, but I'm sure I will get my use of that. I love the formula of these. And then my favorite Charlotte Tilbury lipstick of all time is the shade Nude Kate. It's just like the perfect nude shade, so I will be keeping that. So did I get rid of much from my lipsticks? No, but I didn't expect to, because I tend to only buy lipsticks I think I'm going to like. So yeah, I'm not surprised about that, but I'm happy I've gone through that now. So then moving on to foundations and concealers. I know I'm doing this like such a weird way, but it's just what I'm picking up. So again, I'm probably not going to be getting rid of a lot of these purely because they are my favorites, but we're going to go through it anyways because I know there might be 1 or 2 I will definitely be getting rid of. To start off with foundations, I have my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I love this foundation so much. I wear it a lot of the time, kind of when I'm just popping out for bits. I wore it in work yesterday and I really liked it, so I'll be keeping this. Then we have my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is a firm favorite of mine, so I won't be getting rid of this. This is probably my new kind of favorite go-to foundation, which is surprising because I non-stop go on about this foundation here. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I love this so much, but it is quite heavy and quite thick, so I do prefer the light reflecting foundation when I need like a lighter coverage. However, I will be keeping these because they are still my favorite, and I've actually completely run out of my pale shade, so that's fun. Then we have my Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. Again, it is a firm fave of mine. It is quite expensive, so I don't tend to reach for it that much unless it's a special occasion, but when I do, I love this, so I'll be keeping this. Then I have my PS Primark Flawless Glow in the shade Buttermilk. I actually don't rate this at all, so I will be getting rid of this. It honestly gives paint. It smells like paint, it feels like paint. I don't feel like it gives any coverage or glow, so I will actually be getting rid of this. And another product I'll also be getting rid of is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This is in the shade Fair 125. I found this to be quite like the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, not the Beautiful Skin one, but the one that's in kind of like that lovely glass jar. It's very thick, it's very cement-like. I find it hard to blend, and because I have dry skin it's especially hard, so yeah, I will be getting rid of this. Then we have got the actual real thing of what the Penny's Primark one is meant to be a dupe of. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. As you can see, mine is absolutely battered, but it is because it is well loved, so we will be keeping her. So moving on to concealers, these are all the concealers I'm going to be keeping. So I'm going to be keeping my Hourglass Airbrush Vanish Concealer, keeping both my Too Faced Born This Way camouflage concealers, or not camouflage, multi-use sculpting concealers. I really like these. They're probably one of my favorites, so yes, these will be staying. And then these are more so 2 newer concealers that I have been only recently falling in love with. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer, and this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. This one is kind of more of a drying formula, so I kind of only tend to use it on my face, like where I have spots and stuff. Otherwise it tends to not go near my under eyes. But this one is absolutely beautiful, my Laura Mercier one. It's really thin, and I think that's why in the beginning I didn't love it, because I'm more of a thicker concealer person, but I've grown to love it, and she will be staying. Okay, and then the only concealer that I actually will be getting rid of is my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Beige. The only reason I'm getting rid of this is because it's out of date. I've had it for about 4 or 5 years now, and that is disgusting, so it needs to go in the bin. So other than that, I'll be getting rid of no other concealers. So that is all my concealers and foundations back in there, and as you can see, not much room, but there's a little bit more room now that it's especially sorted. So moving on to primers and setting sprays. As you can see, there's not much to go through, and there's only one thing I'm going to be getting rid of. So first off, we have the Primark Vitamin Enriched Moisturizing Primer. I actually really like this, and I might even go as far as saying I like it better than the Bobbi Brown. You get so much more in this tub, and it feels the exact same, if not more hydrating. So this will be kept. Then we have our Laura Mercier Translucent Pure Setting Spray. I've yet to actually properly use this product because the spray on it is absolutely terrible. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Oh, the spray is not even working now. Great. Basically, the spray has been spitting on me, so yeah, I've not been able to use it. Yeah, I actually will be keeping this purely because I haven't been able to try it. I'm going to transfer it into my other setting spray bottle when that runs out, so I can actually give it a proper go. I love the packaging. I think the packaging is beautiful. I just wished my sprayer worked. Then this is my current setting spray that I'm using, so I obviously won't be getting rid of her. It is the e.l.f. Stay All Day like hydrating set mist. As you can see, I've barely any left, so we are getting through it quite well, but yeah, I will be keeping her. So the only thing left that I will be getting rid of is the MAC Stroke Cream. I kept telling myself I was going to use this, but to be honest, it's just such a weird texture and formula. Like, it's very oily, it's very like, it can separate quite easily, and when I'm in a rush doing my makeup, I don't want to be having to wait for this to sink in. Whether it probably is that mine's out of date, or whether I just haven't been using it correctly, I don't know, but I am gonna get rid of this. I was gonna use it on my body and stuff like that, but I genuinely just don't think it's for me, so it's gonna go. Although it is a beautiful product and I know so many people love it, but yeah, MAC Stroke Cream and Gold Light, she's gone. As you can see, my primers and setting spray section is very, very sad, but I'm sure this will get filled up in the new year, especially with all the Christmas makeup-y bits that are coming my way. So yeah, not too worried about her being empty for the while. So this is my bronzer and powder drawer. As you can see, there is a lot of bronzers. Will I be getting rid of any of these? Probably not, but let's go through them. First one that I have is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand in the shade Light to Medium. I like this when I am fair because it's cool toned. It also just doesn't make me look really orange. It's just the easiest one to wear when I'm fair, so we'll be keeping her. Then I've got the Laura Mercier Secret Blurring for Under Eyes Powder. This is one of those products where it does not make a difference in person when you put it on, but in photos it just blurs your under eyes and makes your under eyes look so smooth, so photoshopped. So we will be keeping her. We love her. Mine is in the shade 1, if anyone is wondering. Then we have this. Now this is kind of like a sad one for me because every time Nicole wears a bronzer and I ask her what bronzer it is always this. This is the Be Bold Contour Kit. It is always this shade here. Now for some reason I just have not been able to get on board with this. I don't know whether it is because I'm just not using it correctly, I'm not using the right brush, I don't know whether it's just not the right tone for me. I don't know, but every time Nicole wears it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that is such a nice bronzer. So for that reason, I'm gonna keep it because I just can't understand how it works for her and it doesn't work for me. So I think it's the brush that I'm using. I might have to use like a fluffier brush, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to make this work because it looks so good on her. Then in my little bag of tricks here, I have the Milk Makeup. This is their matte bronzer in the shade Baked. I have actually completely ran out of this, so this is actually going in the bin, but it is such a good cream bronzer. It's also a bronzer that I could use when I'm pale, so yeah, if you're looking for a bronzer that you could use when you're pale and when you're tanned, I really recommend this. And we have got the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This big ass bronzer is in the shade, I think it's medium 2, 3. It's in the shade 2. This bronzer, again, it's not a bronzer I actually reach for often. Everyone loves this bronzer before me. I have my favorite bronzer and I keep going back to it, but on the days where I am looking for more like a cooler toned bronzer than my MAC ones, I do reach for this. I think it's just because it's such a pressed powder, whereas I'm more of a baked bronzer gal, but I do love her, so we're gonna keep her. Then we might as well move on to all of my MAC bronzers. I have one in the shade medium dark, give me sun, and dark. So same bronzer, different shades. So this is the shade I use when I'm pale. This is medium dark. This is the infamous give me sun, and the one on the end there is dark. This one is my favourite for when I'm tanned. As you can see, between give me sun and dark is more like an olivey tone bronzer, where give me sun is definitely red, and this one is obviously very clearly a lot lighter than these two. So yeah, these will all be staying. You guys know how much I love these. These are my absolute fave. Oh my god, imagine if I had broke my favourite bronzer. I got it all over my white jumper. No, but yeah, these are all my favorite bronzers of all time, so we will be keeping these. Then I have my probably one and only shimmery bronzer. This is the Makeup Forever compact bronzer in the shade 25L. This is the only shimmery bronzer that I will use because it's not glittery. It's literally just kind of like, it gives a really nice sheen. I think it's super pretty, and yeah, it's a bronzer that I reach for, especially in summer, or if I need to bring bronzer down my chest but I don't want just a matte bronzer, I want a bit of shimmer on the collarbones, I will use this. Then for my two cream contours that I use when I'm tanned, I use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Mahogany, and the Primark foundation and concealer stick in the shade Chai. The Primark one is my new go-to one. I love this for cream bronzer. It's super creamy, it's super blendable, but the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, it's not gonna focus, but this concealer is very good as a cream contour because it's matte, it's full coverage, so when I'm on nights out, this is the one I reach for. And then for powders, the only ones that I use are the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This one is actually a mini one, and it is in the shade Translucent Honey, so when I'm a bit more tan, I can get away with this on, say, like my cheeks and stuff like that. But for under eyes, whether I'm pale or tanned, no matter what, I will always use this. This is obviously the OG Laura Mercier translucent powder, but it is being kept. So another one that isn't very empty, however I knew it wasn't going to be because my bronzers are literally my life. Like, base products are my favorite thing in the world, so this was never going to go anywhere. Okay, so moving on from bronzers, we now have blushers. As you can see, once again, I have quite a few blushers and highlighters. These, I actually think quite a bit's going to be decluttered, so let's get started. So I'm going to start off with one that is one of those ones that I will only use when I'm pale, and it is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pinkasm. It is one of those products, like I said, that I will only use when I'm pale. It looks super good when I'm pale. When I'm tanned, it doesn't really show up that much, so I literally reserve this for when I'm pale, so this will be staying. Then, do I need to say any more? You guys already know this is literally my favorite blusher of all time. It's the Nude Sticks Nudies All Over Face Color in the shade In the Nude. This is the most perfect pinky nude you will ever find in your entire life. That is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a pink, it's muted, but it's super neutral, so it literally goes with every eye look and makeup look that you do. Next, I have the Made by Mitchell blushers in the shade Melon Sorbet and Peach Sugar. Unfortunately, these literally just did not work for me. They're super hard to blend on me. I just find them quite difficult to blend. Like I said, very matte. No matter if I use little, a lot, I just did not get along with them. So unfortunately, these are actually being decluttered out of my collection, which I'm shocked to say because I want to try them for so long because everyone was raving on about them, but for me these just did not work. And then I only have one liquid highlighter, and it is the only liquid highlighter that I own, and it is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood liquid highlighter. I mainly use this for my body, so this will be actually being kept. Then I actually have plenty of highlighters to go around, but I don't really use highlighters that much, but I will show you the ones that I'm going to be decluttering. So first we have Ofra's Rodeo Drive. I actually really like this highlighter, and it took me forever to get my hands on this. Keeping this. And then I'm not going to open these, but these are the Becca highlighters. I have one in the shade Moonstone and the other one in the shade Champagne Pop. These are actually broken, so I'm not going to open these, but I will of course be keeping these. These are like an OG classic, and I think no matter what, I'll never be able to throw these two away. Very new to my collection is the MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. I've been wanting this for years. MAC is just one of those brands where I just want all their products because they're cool products. Everyone like absolutely everybody loves them. Not one person doesn't like a MAC product, and I was yet to try this, and then Nicole got it for me last year, and oh my god, I'm obsessed with this. It's such a nice highlighter. It's not too pink, it's not too cold. It does give off more of a pinky tinge, but it looks quite neutral on the skin, so we will be keeping her. Then this is also a product that will never be thrown away ever. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills X Amrezy highlighter. If you know, you know. This was a limited edition, you cannot get it anymore, and they are just never going to be bringing it back, supposedly. So yeah, I am 100%, million% making sure that this stays in my collection, because I love this. It's one of my favorite highlighters. And then this is the only highlighter that it will ever suit my pale skin, and I think it's the only highlighter that a lot of pale people have found that has ever suited their skin, and it's such an oldie but a goodie. It's the Balm Mary Luminizer. She's well loved, as you can see. The Balm, I feel like, really smashed it with this highlighter. It's the most perfect pale highlighter, because a lot of pale highlighters I find are very blue, or they're very purple, or like they're just not actually just like normal highlighters, whereas this one is like the most perfect highlighter shade. And yeah, she'll be capped because, again, I don't know whether they still sell this anymore. I don't know if the Balm is still a thing, but I cannot leave my collection. And then finally we have the Illamasqua Beyond Powder Highlighter in the shade OMG. Unfortunately, I will be getting rid of this. I'm actually quite sad to say I'll be getting rid of this, because I really liked this highlighter at the time, but now it's just super pink for me. It just, I don't know, it's just not a favorite of mine. I don't reach for it, so unfortunately she will be decluttered. So moving on to blushers now. I'm just letting you know, not one of these blushers is going anywhere, so I'm just going to quickly run through them. So first of all, I have my Beauty Bay blushers. I've got the shade Bitten, which is kind of like a bright pink. I've got the shade Coral, which is, as you can tell, a coral. And then I've also got the shade Peachy, which, as you can tell, is a peachy shade. Then I have all my MAC matte blushers. I have the absolute goat, in my opinion, which is the shade Melba. As you can see, it's like a nice neutral pink. You have got the shade Copper Tone, which is very much like an orangey blush, almost like brownie blush. You got the shade Peaches, which is a very bright pink. I do really like this. I've not seen something like that before. And then finally you have the shade Gingerly, which, as you can tell, is more of an orangey toned blush. Then I also have, like, which is probably one of my newest favorite blushes, it is the MAC Mineralized blush, and it's in the shade Warm Soul. It's a beautiful, like, pinky blush. It's got gold reflex in it, and it's just a really stunning shade if you want your cheeks to look lifted but not be glittery, I suppose. And then the very last blush that I will be keeping, because again, it's one of those blushes that only suits me. It's the only blush that suits me when I'm pale. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic blush in the shade Pillow Talk. As you can see, it is a pink blush, straight up pink blush. However, it's got that highlighter in the middle, so it really lifts the cheeks and makes them look just really vibrant, and just it makes my pale skin look a lot healthier, because sometimes my pale skin can look very dull, so this just brings it back a little bit of life into it. So that is all of my blushers and highlighters decluttered, and I'm so glad for that, because that was one I wanted to go through for a while. So I'm happy she now is looking fresh and a little bit more room for Christmas. Now, this is the one I'm dreading doing the absolute most, because it needs to be done, but I just don't want to even looking at it right now. And this is my eyeliner, brows, mascara, random pot. So we're going to go through it really quick, because I just don't want to be spending a lifetime on this. We're going to start off with my brow pencil. She's a keep. We love her. This P. Louise pencil, it's empty. I do love the P. Louise brow pencils though. NYX brow glue, love her. She's staying. All these Benefit mascaras, staying. Love Benefit mascaras. Jewel lash glue, she's old, she needs to go in the bin. Too Faced Better Than Sex brow mascara, an absolute favourite, she will be staying. NYX brow pencil, we love her, she will be staying. NYX brow pen, we don't like the shade, we love the product. We'll be going, but we'll be repurchasing in a nicer shade. Then we've got every single shade of the P. Louise eye base. I will only be keeping the shade 2, 2.5, 3, no, 2.5 to the 01. So let's go rooting for these. I do not need every single shade of the P. Louise eye base. The only reason I have this is because I did a P. Louise course and it got sent to me. So I have the shade 0, which I will be keeping. It's just like a white just in case. I have the shade Rumor 2, which again I will be keeping. I have the shade 0.5 I will be keeping for when I'm pale. We have the darker shades that I just will not be using. So shade 6 so we'll be getting rid. Shade 8 we will be getting rid. Shade 3 we will be getting rid. I'm not going to use her. Shade 11 we will be getting rid. This shade 1 we'll be keeping. Shade 4 we will be getting rid, and then these two shades, which are the shades 10 and 9, we will be getting rid. Looks a bit more empty now. So next, pear soap. I don't use it anymore, it's going in the bin. Another P. Louise brow pencil, which is also empty, going in the bin. We have my favourite brown eyeliner, which is the Morphe Trendsetter eyeliner, we will be keeping. Then we have got this, love this. This is the Colourpop Super Shock shadow in the shade Moonwalk. It's like a really pretty shiny green. Might do a look on this, we'll see, but love her. We have, what else? This is the Freckle pen we will be keeping. Another base, this is the shade Rumor 5 we'll be getting rid. There's another base down here. This is the shade 7 we will be getting rid. And we have all these P. Louise paints. These glittery ones will be going. We've got a dual lash glue that I hate. This is the Quick Set black one I don't like, we'll be getting rid. And like I said, I just have all of these random paints and I will be keeping some of them. I'll be keeping the shade Tiny Teas, Smoking Hot I think it's called. Yeah, Smoking Hot, love this in the waterline, as well as this. I'll be keeping this shade. This is the shade Re White. Obviously, as you can tell, it's just a white. Then I've just got all of these. Remember people was using them as colour correctors and all that? I will just never use them, even for Halloween looks. I'm not a Halloween person. These are all going. I'll be keeping this shade. This is shade Blank Canvas. Is great for the waterline. Then we have all of these. I just don't need them. I will never use them. Getting rid. These I will be keeping just because I think they're cute for Christmas looks. So the red and the green, we'll be keeping these. We have we've an Acid Rain in Ibiza. We've an Acid Rain in Salty F. I really like this colour, so I like to keep it for something. Maybe for like a little summer holiday look. I have 2 of these Limelight shades. I've never touched this one. And I also have a Glow Girl, so I might keep these for a giveaway just in case someone wants them. And then I have another one of these, so all the rest of that is going in the bin. This is normally full to the top of all them P. Louise products, so I'm glad I've gone through that. Lastly, we're on to palettes. So my first palette that I will actually be getting rid of, and I'm so sad because it took me forever to get my hands on this again because we couldn't get her in Ireland, yada yada yada. This is the Park Ave Princess palette. It is a bronzer and contour palette. I just don't reach for it. I've never reached for it. The only reason I have it is because Saffron Barker used to always use it and she loved it, but for me it's not for me. This will never be getting rid of. I don't care who says what. I love this palette so much. It's one of my first, actually I think it is my first ever high-end palette. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. We all had this and we all loved it. It is staying. Another queen of a palette, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. I actually only keep it for these shades here, this shade and this shade, so it will be kept because I actually do really like the formula of their shadows. Another keep, probably nearly one of my most used palettes of like maybe 2019 2020. This is the Jaclyn Hill Armed and Gorgeous palette. It is a very gorgeous palette, as you can see. I love the greens. If anyone knows me, like green eyeshadow is my thing, so she will be kept. This one of those products where I'm going to throw it away eventually because I will never ever use it, but it is such an OG product. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in light to medium. Why did we ever think these were good? I genuinely don't know because I can't remember actually really liking them. I remember everyone used to put this banana shade underneath their eyes, but she needs to go. It's time for her to leave. Same with these. These actually aren't that good of palettes, but I used to be obsessed, so I'm going to keep them. This is the Huda Beauty, the new palette. Any palette she came out with I always bought because I used to wear eyeshadow all of the time, and it's the same with this one. This is, everyone said it's the chalkiest thing to blend. No one actually likes it. I actually used to love this. I used to use these shades all of the time, especially shade Henna, Sandalwood, Cocoa, Bossy, Bay, Moondust. These glitters were my shit. I will be keeping her because she's an OG. This is probably my favourite palette to have ever existed. My mom got me this maybe 2 years ago now, and I am telling you, it is my most worn palette. It is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Divine Neutrals palette. It is literally your perfect neutrals. You could create the perfect smoky eye with this, with either a pop of glitter or not. It's up to you. You've got a dark brown, you've got a lovely chocolatey mustardy brown, you've got a deep cool brown, you've got loads of transition shade and a perfect matte lip colour. You have all these glitters. Favorite palette to have ever existed. She'll be kept. Then these two, the Colourpop New Mood palette and the Colourpop Blush Crush palette. You know I use this palette all of the time. This palette is probably my favorite palette. Just, I love her. She will be kept. Blush Crush, I actually don't use that much. I'm just not a pink shadow person anymore. However, this shade here is beautiful, but I don't reach for her, so she'll actually unfortunately be leaving our collection. This is the Huda Beauty Nude Medium palette. Remember when these came out? Remember when these came out? Everyone and their mother wanted them. Everyone and their mother wanted them, but unfortunately I just don't reach for it, and the colours just aren't me anymore, so I will be decluttering, although she is beautiful. Another sun palette. This is the Cash Beauty Secret Treasure palette. I actually don't think you can get this anymore. It's a beautiful neutral brown smoky palette. It's really good for travel because it has a mirror and it has pretty much all the shades you'll ever need. I do wish though palettes would start putting in a really pale nude or at least some white in, because I tend to use them with shades quite a bit, but this is stunning. Love it. And on to my last two palettes. The first one being the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury palette in the shade Pillow Talk. These are the infamous, if it'll focus, quads that every supermodel look uses, I suppose. It's absolutely stunning. I really like this. I think it's so nice for a quick look, and I will continue to use it forever and ever, so she will be kept. And finally, do you think I will be getting rid of this? Because if you do, you are lying. It is my Hourglass face palette. I got it for Christmas last year. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. I'm absolutely obsessed with this and this for just normal face powders. I'm obsessed with these blushes and I'm obsessed with the bronzer, so this will of course be kept. Now all of my makeup is sorted and we're left with this clutter. This is all going, so say goodbye to this. All my lovely new makeup, well not new makeup but organized makeup that I actually want and I actually will keep. This is all my got to go pile, and then my lovely palettes that will forever be mine. So guys, thank you for decluttering my makeup with me today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you do a makeup declutter before you open your presents on Christmas Day. Let me know if you do a full house declutter before Christmas, because that is our house. We declutter everything before Christmas. And also as well, I do just want to mention I am doing a massive giveaway when I hit 500 subscribers. So first of all, subscribe, make sure you leave a like, and also please let me know down below what you would like to see in that giveaway, whether it's makeup, whether it's a voucher, whether it's whatever you want. Please let me know what products you want to see. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.